Honored guests, welcome to our ceremony to honor our graduates and their parents, family, and friends. At this point, may I ask you to please turn your cell phones off or set them to silent mode. Notice there are exits located throughout Xfinity. For your safety, look for your nearest exit. In case of emergency, walk. Do not run to that exit. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the faculty, followed by the December 2018 graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Dean and the members of his platform party. Doing good, doing good.
She's good.
Will the audience please join in the singing of our national anthem to be performed by Dr. Lu Xuan Lucy Chen and the Washington Brass Quintet? All males are asked to please remove their hats for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ringing, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, presiding over these ceremonies is Dr. Amitabh Varshney, Dean of the College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences.
Graduates, distinguished faculty, parents, and friends, welcome to the University of Maryland's College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences December 2018 commencement ceremony. Graduates, we are very proud of all your accomplishments here at the University of Maryland, and we are honored to be here today to participate in your milestone celebration. You have grown and accomplished so much during your time here. And while you have undoubtedly changed over these past few years, so has the world of science. In the short time since you arrived on the campus, faculty members, researchers, and students, including some of you, have made significant discoveries that have expanded our knowledge of the world in which we live. In astronomy, the Rosetta spacecraft landed the first robotic probe on a comet, and science tubs were the first in line to analyze its gases, ices, and evolution. In atmospheric and oceanic sciences, science tubs discovered that the world's largest desert, the Sahara Desert in Africa, expanded by 10% over the last century due to human-caused climate change and the natural climate cycles. In the biological sciences, science tubs discovered that molecules of the double-stranded RNA, a close cousin of the DNA that can silence genes within cells, being passed directly from parent to offspring for the first time. Their finding may help explain why parents' life experiences can alter their offspring. In chemistry and biochemistry, science tubs designed a novel protein sugar molecule that could one day become part of a successful HIV vaccine. In entomology, science tubs got closer to understanding why honeybees colonies continue to die in large numbers, with parasites, diseases, poor nutrition, and pesticides being at the top of the list. In geology, science tubs found that North American waterways are becoming saltier and more alkaline, which is creating dangerous chemical cocktails. In mathematics, science tubs settled a 20-year-old conjecture on when certain building block spaces for the physicist theory of the universe have a beautiful Kähler-Einstein geometry. In physics, science tubs help detect gravitational waves, which are ripples in the fabric of space-time, for the first time from the merger of two black holes. This observation built on our university's long history in the field, which began in 1960s when the world's first gravitational wave detectors were built right here on our campus. And in computer science, science tubs are using bioinformatics and computational biology tools to analyze the genome of a university mascot, the diamondback terrapin. All of these scientific breakthroughs and so many more were made by science tubs in just the past few years. Graduates, you have the power to use science to help solve some of the most difficult and pressing challenges our society faces. As you walk across the stage today, you will join the 45,000 science tubs in our alumni network who have also dedicated their lives to science. Our keynote speaker today, Dr. Ellen Williams, has also dedicated her life to science. She has been a strong and passionate advocate for science, working at the interface of energy technology and policy. After earning her bachelor's degree in chemistry from Michigan State University and a PhD in chemistry from the California Institute of Technology, Dr. Williams came to the University of Maryland in 1981 as a research associate. She then rose through the faculty ranks and was ultimately named a distinguished university professor in the Department of Physics and the Institute for Physical Science and Technology. The title of Distinguished University Professor is quite an honor. It is the highest academic honor bestowed by the university. Dr. Williams is a member of the National Academy of Sciences and the Royal Society. She is also an elected fellow of the American Physical Society, the American Vacuum Society, and the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Here at Maryland, Dr. Williams established an internationally recognized research program in experimental surface science, where she explored fundamental issues in statistical mechanics and nanotechnology. She also founded and led the university's Materials Research Science and Engineering Center from 1996 until 2009. From 2010 until 2017, Dr. Williams took a leave of absence from the university to first serve as chief scientist at BP from 2010 until 2014, and then as the director of the Advanced Research Projects Agency Energy, known as ARPA-E, from 2014 until early 2017. We are delighted that Dr. Williams returned to College Park after her time in corporate and public service. She is a tremendous scientist, an outstanding leader, and a tub for life. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Ellen Williams to the podium.
Good evening. It is such a pleasure to be here, speaking at commencement in the college which has supported me as a teacher, a researcher, and a public servant since 1981. When I look out at you, the graduating class of 2018, I see a gift to the future. And you might ask, who is the gift from? Well, clearly the gift is from your parents, from your extended families. It's from your communities, your schools, your churches, synagogues, mosques, or temples. And the gift is also from this university, its faculty and staff, and the support provided by the state. But most importantly, this gift is from you yourselves. By your effort and commitment, you have become gifts to the future. And if that's not clear enough, I will say some more about the significance of what you have done. I remember thinking at the time of my bachelor's degree, what did I really learn in the last 4 years? Many of you might also find it hard, when you're still so close to the details of your studies, to have perspective on their significance. But after decades of teaching at all levels, from freshmen to seniors and graduate students, I see the transformation that each student experiences between entering the university and graduating incredibly clearly. So let me start by putting it in two buckets. The first is that you have deeply absorbed the language and tools of your professional disciplines. You are subject matter experts, and you are prepared to deliver results and create new ideas. The second is more general. You have developed life skills in reasoning critically, in evaluating evidence with skepticism and rigor, and in taking the difficult tasks from a concept to a finished and professional piece of work. Yes, you can do all of these things. These are truly differentiating capabilities, and I'd like you to remember this, not from a sense of self-importance, but in a sense of your capability to deliver value as you go out into the world. So please, remember this when you have a moment of self-doubt or when you feel overwhelmed by a task. Please never doubt that over the years leading up to this ceremony, you have developed capabilities that make it possible for you to help others and for you to make a difference. Please also always understand that this is a profound accomplishment, and that is why we are so happy and so proud of you all today. It may be hard to believe now, but the day is coming when you will find yourself the leader in the room. I can clearly remember the first time I consciously experienced that. I was a young professor, and I still kind of felt like a kid. But one of my graduate students has just been married, and naturally we had a big party. At a certain moment, I looked around the room, and I realized I was the oldest person in the room. I was the designated leader. And I was going to have to lead the toast to the newly married couple. What a shock to suddenly find myself the responsible person. Fortunately, I had that moment of recognition, and I stepped up to lead the toast and didn't make a total fool of myself. You also all of you will reach those moments when you need to step into a leadership role. Mostly it won't be as clear as noticing that you're the oldest person in the room. The important times will be when you see a need and realize that it won't get filled unless you step up and make sure it does. So we can ask, what will that journey look like for you, from student to leader? I know that you are going to have amazing lives, and 40 years from now, the world is going to be different in ways that you can't even imagine now. At my graduation, I would never have guessed that at some date in the future, I would be standing here, the mother of 2 grown children, sadly a widow, a physics professor, now working on the politics of clean energy, having deviated in my academic career for stints in industry and government, and speaking at my own college's commencement. And I would never have guessed how profoundly the world would change in my lifetime, that I would see our science and engineering base switch with amazing consequences from analog to digital, and that I would see humanity's local impacts on our environment beginning to create changes in global climate. So each generation faces unique challenges and responds to them with its own choices based on culture and experience. I can see this looking back through my family. 160 years ago, my great-great-grandparents faced political turmoil in Germany, and they made the difficult choice of emigrating to the United States. It was a hard passage, and they arrived here to face the turmoil of the Civil War, where my great-great-grandfather made the choice of volunteering to serve in the Union Army. 70 years later, my parents' youth and young adulthood were shaped by the transformative technology revolution of transportation via automobiles and air transport, as well as by the Great Depression and World War II, all of which drove their determination to see their children were well educated. I, another 50 years later or 40 years later, grew up in the years of the Civil Rights Movement, the Women's Rights Movement, and Earth Day. My professional life was shaped by the impact of digital electronics and computation and the impacts on how we observe, measure, and analyze the world around us. Each of those factors influenced my life choices, and in particular, the impact of Earth Day, I was there for the first one on April 22nd of 1970, played a profound role in much later in one of my big life decisions in 2010, moving away from my academic career to work on energy and industry and government. For you, the graduates of 2018, all the talk of the future doesn't just mean professional choices. Your friends and your family, and for some of you, your future children, will be the bedrock of meaning in your lives. And in that regard, your generation truly is living at a turning point of how we manage our relationships. You are pioneers in a new world of expanded interpersonal connectivity. Hold on to that thought, because it is one part of how I believe your generation will change the future. For you, I also see the issues of Earth, environment, and sustainability as profound shaping challenges for your generation. The world now has about 7 billion people who have vastly different qualities of life. By 2050, the world population is expected to grow to 9 to 10 billion people, and many, many more of those people will have life opportunities comparable to what we experience now in the United States. These transformations are going to stress communities, resources, governments, and the global ecosystem, including weather and climate. Addressing the many challenges of this future is going to require the expertise of every discipline represented in this room: data, mathematics, and computation, biology, genetics, and chemistry, geology and atmospheric sciences, astronomy, entomology, mathematics, and physics. And the challenges will not just be to each discipline individually, but will require coordination across disciplines, including those outside our college. For instance, not only natural science issues, but natural science issues coupled with, say, economics and governance. And not only data, mathematical, and computational capabilities, but data, mathematics, and computation coupled with, say, sociology and health. How you respond to those challenges will be unique to your generation. I mentioned earlier your fluency with interpersonal connectivity. The new technologies that enable that connectivity are just one aspect of the amazing changes we're seeing in how we can solve problems and manage resources by creatively using information. For instance, who would have imagined a generation ago that printed maps would be replaced with real-time information, not just about where the streets are, but information about what the traffic is and where the construction is, and then advice on the best route. The challenges that you will address are much bigger than figuring out the most convenient commute, and you will make the decisions you have to make using your subject matter expertise and your own unique context as the first generation totally comfortable and conversant with the information age. So as I interact with my children and their friends, with students, young colleagues, and scientists, and when I look out at you, I am optimistic and excited about our chances to make progress on the pressing issues and challenges facing the United States and the world in total. So now I would like to take one more moment, along with your family, friend, teachers, to congratulate you, the graduates of 2018, for what you have accomplished in getting here, and to thank you for what you are going to accomplish in the next 50 years. I'd like to see if I can get everyone to join me. So I want a response here from all you guys back in the bleachers in saying, well done. Can I hear it? Well done! Bravo!
Thank you, Ellen, for such inspiring words. We would like to give you this small token of appreciation from all of us here.
Yes, sorry, I forgot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Will the PhD and master's degree recipients from the College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences please rise? Dr. Wolfgang Lozert, Associate Dean, will present the graduates. By accepting the faculty's recommendation as presented by the Associate Dean, the Dean will recognize the candidates as having completed all degree requirements.
Dr. Varshney, in accordance with the recommendations of the faculty in the College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences, I request that you recognize those graduates who have successfully completed all requirements of the Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Public Policy, Master of Chemical and Life Science, and Doctor of Philosophy.
I'm pleased to accept the faculty's recommendation, and I'm honored to recognize those graduates who have successfully completed all requirements for the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Public Policy, Master of Chemical and Life Sciences, and Doctor of Philosophy.
Will the audience please join the Dean and the faculty in congratulating the December 2018 advanced degree candidates of the College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences. Graduates, please be seated. PhD graduates of academic programs in the college will now receive diplomas and congratulations from the Dean, the Associate Deans, and Department Chairs, and be hooded by their major advisor. Dr. Howard Ellman will present the graduates from Applied Mathematics and Statistics and Scientific Computation. Killian Cooley, to be hooded by Dr. James Bader. His dissertation, Central Compact Reconstruction, WENO Methods. Frank Njenje, to be hooded by Professor Wojciech Jaja. His dissertation, Computational Methods in Machine Learning, Transport Model, Higher Wavelet, DNA Classification, and MRI. Arseny Zakharov, to be hooded by Dr. Balakumar Balachandran. His dissertation, Understanding Extreme Waves Using Wavelets, Analysis, Algorithms, and Numerical Studies. Dr. Fernando Morales Wilhelm will present the graduates from Atmospheric and Oceanic Science. Sei-Chun Chen, to be hooded by Dr. Eugenia Calnay. His dissertation, Applications of Ensemble Forecast Sensitivity to Observations for Improving Numerical Weather Prediction. Ni Dai, to be hooded by Dr. Philip Arkin. Her dissertation, El Nino Southern Oscillation and Related Precipitation in Recent Atmospheric Reanalysis, and CMIP5 Model Simulations. Yunyao Li, to be hooded by Dr. Kenneth Pickering. Her dissertation, Deep Convective Transport and Wet Scavenging in Different Convective Regimes During the DC-3 Field Campaign. Corey Martin, to be hooded by Dr. Russell Dickerson. His dissertation, Estimates of Regional Carbon Dioxide Fluxes Using a Dense Network of Low-Cost In Situ Observations. Gina Mizuka, to be hooded by Dr. Russell Dickerson. Her dissertation, Examination of the Photochemistry and Mesoscale Meteorology Associated with Poor Air Quality in the U.S. Allison Marie Ring, to be hooded by Dr. Timothy Canty. Her dissertation, Exploring the Impacts of Regional Emissions Sources on tropospheric ozone in the eastern United States using air quality models and data products. Natalie Thomas, to be hooded by Dr. Sumant Nigam. Her dissertation, On the Origin of Hydroclimate Change Over Continents, Though Seasonally Stratified Trends. Dr. Janice Ruitt-Roby will present the graduates from Biochemistry and from Chemistry. Anne Marie Forney, to be hooded by Dr. William Walters. Her dissertation, Nuclear Structure Studies of 7880 Germanium and Adjacent Nuclei. Samantha Nowak, to be hooded by Dr. Lawrence Sita. Her dissertation, Self-Assembly of Precision Polyolefin Block Copolymers and Sugar Polyolefin Conjugates. Clement Opuku Teming, to be hooded by Dr. Janice Roby. His dissertation, Small Molecule Inhibitors of Cyclic Di-amp Signaling. Lauren Stevens, to be hooded by Dr. Michael Montag Smith. Her dissertation, Main Group Element Clusters of Groups 13 and 15 via Disproportionation Pathways and Zin-H Polyanions. Shijiang Wang, to be hooded by Dr. Michael Zachariah. Her dissertation, Structure-Function Relationships of Oxidizers for Fuel Oxidation. Dr. Charles Delwich will present the graduates from Biological Sciences and from Neuroscience and Cognitive Science. Ji Young Julie Choi, to be hooded by Dr. Kan Sao. Her dissertation, Investigation of Defective Cell Signaling Cascade Involved in the Osteogenesis in Hutchinson-Gilford Progeria Syndrome. Jonathan Goodson, to be hooded by Dr. Wade Winkler. His dissertation, Discovery and Characterization of Anti-Terminator Proteins in Bacteria. Carlina Marx dos Santos Vieira, to be hooded by Dr. Jonathan Didman. Her dissertation, The Impact of Translational Fidelity on Human Health. Carrie Stewart, to be hooded by Dr. Jeffrey DiStefano. His dissertation, Orthologous Gene Swapping and Experimental Evolution Provide Novel Way to Study Essential Pox Virus Genes. We're now doing students in neurosciences. Deepali Sengupta, to be hooded by Dr. Elizabeth Quinlan. Her dissertation, Characterization of Chronic Monocular Deprivation and Estrogen Administration in Adult Rodents. Dr. Wolfgang Lozert will present the graduates from biophysics. James Komianos, to be hooded by Dr. Garrick Popoyan. His dissertation, Uncovering Fundamental Mechanisms of Actomyosin Contractility Using Theory and Computer Simulations. Dr. Ming Lin will present the graduates from computer science. Rofei Du, to be hooded by Dr. Amitabh Varshni. His dissertation, Fusing Multimedia Data into Dynamic Virtual Environments. Nick Gramsci, to be hooded by Dr. Ashok Agrawala. His dissertation, Dynamic Ontologies that Encode and Manage Relevance in Context-Aware Systems. Eric Crocus, to be hooded by Dr. Amitabh Varshni. His dissertation, Towards Visual Analytics in Virtual Environments. Mitu Malu, to be hooded by Dr. John Froelich. Her dissertation, Designing and Implementing Accessible Wearable Interactions for People with Motor Impairments. Lee Stearns, to be hooded by Dr. John Froelich. His dissertation, HandSight, a touch-based wearable system to increase information accessibility for people with visual impairments. Rach Yu, to be hooded by Dr. Ming Lin. His dissertation, Improving Efficiency and Generalization of Visual Recognition. Dr. Scott Wolpert will present the graduates from mathematics. Sean Ballantyne, to be hooded by Dr. Alexander Barg. His dissertation, Locally Recoverable Codes from Algebraic Curves. Okay. Siming Hu, to be hooded by Dr. Scott Wolpert. His dissertation, Mixing, Flaking, and Cooperation, Mathematical Study of Transports Phenomena in Biology. Douglas Ulrich, to be hooded by Dr. Chris Laskowski. His dissertation, Some Applications of Set Theory to Model Theory. Dr. Steve Ralston will present the graduates from physics. Jeffrey McGill, to be hooded by Dr. Jeremy Perkins. His dissertation, Probing the Nature of Radiative Processes Within Radio Galaxies Using the Fermi Gamma Ray Large Area Telescope. David Meyer, to be hooded by Dr. Steve Ralston. His dissertation, Magnetic and Electric Field Sensing and Applications Based on Coherent Effects in Neutral Atoms. Shavindra Premratne, to be hooded by Dr. Frederick Wellstud and Dr. Benjamin Palmer. His dissertation, Coherent Control of Low and Harmonicity Systems for Superconducting Quantum Computing. Please join the Dean in a round of applause for all our doctoral degree recipients. Master's graduates of academic programs in the college will now receive congratulations from the Dean, Associate Deans, and the Department Chair. Dr. Andrew Harris will present the graduates from astronomy. Carrie Holt. Elizabeth Tarantino. Dr. Fernando Morales Wilhelm will present the graduates from Atmospheric and Oceanic Science. Takuma Yoshida. Dr. Ming Lin will present the graduates from Computer Science. Patrick Owen. Dr. Breton Kent will present the graduates from the Masters in Chemical and Life Sciences program. Sarah Grantham. Jennifer McMullen. Please join the Dean in a round of applause for all our master's degree recipients. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Robert Infantino, Associate Dean.
Our student commencement speaker is traditionally selected from among our graduating class, and as you'll hear, this year's speaker is a remarkable student who's distinguished himself among this very talented class here tonight. On the academic side, he's a Dean Scholar completing a bachelor's degree in biological sciences with a specialization in microbiology, while also pursuing minors in astronomy and physics, and he received an honors citation from the Integrated Life Sciences Honors Program. During his time here, he pursued an undergraduate research assistantship in the Center for Bioinformatics and Computational Biology, an undergraduate research assistantship at the University of Florida Space Plants Lab, where he created tools to study crop growth on board the International Space Station. And he's a team member of the University of Maryland International Genetically Engineered Machine Team, who won a gold medal in the national competition. Probably the most important team activity during his time here is that he was a 4-year member of the Gymkhana team. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, it's our university's performance gymnastics troupe, which encourages students of all ages to live a healthier lifestyle. He served for 2 years as a counselor at Gymkhana summer camps and acting coordinator from 2016 to 2018. If you're not already tired, in his spare time, he's a talented musician. He plays the piano, trumpet, clarinet, and saxophone. He speaks Mandarin and Spanish, and he was inducted into the very prestigious Omicron Delta Kappa Honor Society. He's planning a career in academia and will enter a PhD program this fall in either microbiology, oceanography, or astrobiology. Maybe we can get him to tell us which. It's a great pleasure that I introduce to you Mr. Dylan Taylor.
Thank you, Dr. Infantino, for such kind words. And if anyone in the audience is hiring, I also know Excel. So. Seriously, though, on behalf of all of my fellow graduates, I want to take this opportunity to thank a few more people, starting with all the friends and family members who are in the audience tonight, in person and in spirit, for everything you've done to help the graduates sitting before you develop into such thoughtful, passionate, and driven people. So students, how about a round of applause for those who have supported you along the way. We are also grateful to the dedicated faculty of the College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences for all of their hard work, not only in advancing research in their own fields, but also in serving as guides for us students. So many of us started freshman year with only the vaguest idea of what we wanted to do and who we wanted to be. But through your insights, we refined our ambitions, and with your mentorship, we were able to achieve our goals. Of course, there were those of us who presented you with a few extra challenges, as we decided that even the road less traveled was too conventional for us. And so we grabbed the equivalent of a scholastic machete and hacked our own path through the academic underbrush. It was only through your support and guidance that we were able to synthesize our interests into a somewhat coherent course of study. Graduates, the challenges you have faced over the last several years may have looked completely different than my own. They were unique to your own circumstances, but I'm sure you had your share. Just as I'm sure that whatever their particular shape or size faced them, you did, or else you would not be here today. And just as we've taken a moment to look back and thank those that have done so much to support us, I hope we can look ahead and start thinking about how we might pay that forward. I've encountered students in this program with some incredibly lofty goals, but I've also seen your talent and your drive, and it is truly only a matter of time before those dreams become a reality. Along the way, however, I hope you'll keep an eye out for those with just as much ambition and determination as yourself, and every once in a while, take a break from chasing your own dreams to offer the guidance and support to help them chase theirs. Now, after looking back at the support we've received and ahead at the support we're going to give, at the risk of giving you all whiplash, I'm going to ask you to look back once again. But this time, I want you to focus on the wonders of the college experience as a whole instead of the workload. Because let's face it, most of us learn just as much outside the classroom as we did in it, even if that part of our education didn't factor into our GPA. For one, it's the first time many of us were able to make friends without being crammed into a high school with them for 40 hours a day, 5 days a week. And that's not to say you didn't have real friends in high school. Some of my best friends from high school are here today. But in college, we were able to meet people from other cultures with different mindsets who shaped who we were and who we wanted to be. We learned to invest our pittance of free time in joining clubs and student groups because we knew that the skills that we would develop and the friendships we would foster would make it all worth the while. For me, that group was Gymkhana. And my senior year, I spent upwards of 15 hours a week training gymnastics while also somehow taking Dr. Lee's microbiology genetics course. For the 7 of you that got that joke, I'm sorry. So let's take a few moments before we walk across this stage and actually think back to some of our fondest moments in college. Audience members and faculty, you are of course welcome to join us. We promise to wait while you make your way back to your 20s. Okay. Now, I'd bet there's a good chance we were all doing something pretty stupid in at least one of those memories. As a gymnast, one of my fondest memories was the time I landed on a ring of fire. Yes, I said landed on, not flipped through, which was supposed to happen. But some of my most cherished memories are of the times when I was acting like a little kid. And I think this is really important to keep in mind. For many of us, graduates and undergraduates alike, today makes a giant step further in our future and our step into adulthood. But we can still be kids too. Children learn through playing, they explore and experiment, following their curiosity wherever it might lead, and we should do this too. I'm not gonna lie, college has been excruciatingly stressful at times. It has been for all of us. But it's also been rewarding because we've had some incredible professors and we've set the foundations for our futures. Not only that, but it's been fun, and the friends we've made along the way have become part of our extended families. Honestly, after all of this, I'm going to have a very hard time leaving college. And that's why I've spent every waking moment over the past few months applying to programs that will let me stay in college. Master's and PhD students, you know what I mean. But while here, we've done some amazing and, yes, amazingly silly things, which is why I'm going to end by reminding you that no matter where your path may take you, hold tightly onto your inner child so that they might never leave you. And now, because I'm still a child at heart, I'd like to finish with a pun. I am so flipping proud of everything you've accomplished, and I am flipping out over everything you are going to achieve. Congratulations to the class of 2018.
Wow, that was quite a flipped out performance, Dylan. Thank you for your timely remarks. This is a very proud day for you, your family, and all of us here at the University of Maryland. I'd like to present this back to you.
Will the baccalaureate degree recipients from the College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences please rise? Dr. Robert Infantino, Associate Dean, will present the graduates. By accepting the faculty's recommendation as presented by the Associate Dean, the Dean will recognize the candidates as having completed all degree requirements.
Dr. Varshney, after you do your headstand, in accordance with the recommendations of our faculty in the College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences, I request that you recognize those graduates who have successfully completed all requirements for the Bachelor of Science degree.
I'm pleased to accept the faculty's recommendation, and I'm honored to recognize those graduates who have successfully completed all requirements for the Bachelor of Science degree.
Will the audience please join the Dean and the faculty in congratulating the December 2018 Baccalaureate degree candidates? Graduates, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, graduation from the University of Maryland is a milestone for each graduate and their family and friends. Each guest present is waiting with great anticipation to hear the name of their graduate announced in this arena. Therefore, we kindly ask that you act in a dignified manner and hold your applause to a minimum so that each graduate can be recognized in a timely and orderly fashion. In addition, out of respect for your classmates and their families, we ask that all the graduates remain on the floor until the conclusion of the ceremony. Thank you for your cooperation. Bachelor graduates of academic programs in the college, please move forward 2 rows at a time to receive congratulations from the Dean, Associate Deans, and the Department Chair. As the students come forward, some will be wearing a red tassel in recognition of their having potentially earned Latin honors. Latin honors are based on overall grade point averages and are designated cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. Departmental honors are awarded to those who are invited by the faculty in their respective departments to undertake honors research and will be wearing medallions. Dr. Ming Lin will present the graduates from computer science.
Alexander Hall. Elizabeth Langlois. Rohith Sebastian. Joseph Anthony. Yen Fan. Stephen Hornish. Jake Brown. Sarah Bullard. Samir Mistry. Weijia Cheng. Wayne Quay. Kite Kim. Alan Kasoy. David Linko. Arturo McGill. Adam Smith. John Kastner. Justin Shen. Ashley Chang. McGillen Mutapari. Andrew Chung. Maximilian Tirador. Jay Shin. Jeffrey Rosen. Jenish Kanani. Imad Koker. Sherry Wang. Anushka Sadi. Abdul Basir Khan. Olivia Turner. Michael Pearson. William Yeager. Noah Zingler. Satya Vidula. Rajesh Nair. Aaron Bloom. Owen Hoffman. Brianna Watson. Leigh Desai. Blaine O'Brien. Wajia Iftikhar. Ariel Gozenput. Farash Shadid. Samuel Satri. Nischel Chandra. Bowen Liu. Darren Klein. Michael Liu. Nicholas Shin. Michael Beck. Colin Cheng. Madi Malik. Hannah Burke. Saran Kabede. Virginia Malandri. Edward Mancho. Martin Palacios. Albert Zhang. Adine Rezegi. Benjamin Golub. Ane Kachuko Uche. Rodney Duff. Alexander Honer. Alexander Krebs. David Liang. Jiang Li. David Reddick. Nathan Ostrander. Brian Quach. Henry Mann Velasquez. Nimel Valazade. Stephen Sambat. Paul Garvey. Nina Cohen. Jacob Miraz. Ryan Weissman. Justin Ayers. Yufeng Huang. Vivian Doe. Andy Hopkins. Michael Andrzejowska. Tal Davidi. Nicholas Pesci. David Hood. Kinsey Smith. Josephine Chow. Rachel Baylor. Daniel McVicker. Andrew Gwynn. Peter Hansen. Leo Edward Azusana. Christine Valenzuela. Daniel Evans. Jin Shadu. Kayan Situ. Janji Tan. Peiyan Chen. Isaac Leong. Yi Wong. Yifei Yu. Yufan Huang. Scott Shen. Sushant Tamarkar. Israel Endegena. Wei Shen Lin. Inak Gensu. Jonghen Lin. Jeremy Klein. Depisha Singh. Kasim Halil. Leah Katema. Jyoti Hianani. Nicholas Del Nano. Lucas Cheng. Dwayne Nguyen.
Dr. John Merck will present the graduate in Environmental Sciences and Policy. Kendall Lackey. Dr. Jonathan Dinman will present the graduates from Cell Biology and Genetics and Microbiology.
Brianna Pierce. Sarah Miller. Caroline Gonter. Rebecca Matthews. Diego Torres Diaz. Natalia Galvez Molina. Nestor Reche Zuniga. Noha Adwan. Tiana Solomon. Nicholas Lingenfelter.
We are now presenting graduates in microbiology.
Nicole Obongo. Kaylee Engelke. Harun Shawid. Alec Barlow. Hannah Allnut. Samuel Olaniran. Dylan Taylor.
Dr. Andrew Harris will present the graduates from astronomy.
Andrew Leisner. Henry Cameron. Matthew Kingsland. Janelli Gonzalez de Quias. Roxana Popescu.
Dr. Janice Ruitt-Roby will present the graduates from biochemistry and chemistry.
Bradley Jones. Alexandra Fincannon. Sigmund Tejada. Dia Haraz. Emma Patrignani. Nicholas Hubsher. Hannah Setuck.
Dr. Richard Walker will present the graduates from geology.
Emily Alcono. Tyler Hicks. Alyssa Mills. Jairus Slagle. James Chen.
Dr. Scott Wolpert will present the graduates from mathematics.
Patrick Talsania. Ryan Hunter. Vivian Gwen. David Fender. Benjamin Cooper. Wilbert Arvalo Sorto. Andrew Podkovirov. Rahul Menon. Kevin Dwan. Alan Felsecker. Melanie Abel. Natalia Noyes. Drew Vineyard. Zoe Shin. Sijan Wang. Megan Chulak. Wesley Caldwell.
Dr. Steve Ralston will present the graduates from physics.
Carrie O'Brien. Karina Martirisova. Christopher Libello. Jason Isom. Jared Dobry. Tommy Garcia. William Leet. Joseph Jubardo. Clifford Falana. Thomas Curtis. Aaron Hunt. Zachary Thomas. Joshua Samuel. Micah Hernandez. Howard Sun. Yicheng Wang. John Bondo.
Dr. William Fagan will present the graduates from physiology and neurobiology and from ecology and evolution.
Emma Williams. Juliana Parra. Puya Susanabadi Farahani. Nicholas Wojtowicz, Jessica Kim, Timothy Lee, Prit Patel, Kanika Sharma, Gashay Furno, Jessica Ditherington, Smaraki Dash, Nitin Venkatranan, Sarah Jackson, Sunny Chin, Desiree Catalan, Alexandra Passarello, Nicholas Tyler Reed, Sohaib Alvi, Curtis Winkler, Danielle Ahrens, Karen Cardenas.
Dr. Leslie Pick will present the graduates from General Biology and Individual Studies.
Melissa White Valencia, Shannon Sumner, Mackenzie Snyder, Elena Stagun, Caitlin Reed, Anthony Wu, Monica Gazulis, Olivia Sanchez, Yoonji Park, Ann Bonner, Catherine Manders, Heba Abu Shakra, Jafar Sikander, Victor Yang, Shivam Khanna, Abigail Mandelblatt, Derek Zhang, Rachel Chang, Jessica Ho, Jessica Ranjbar, Kayla Tren, Tui Lee, Hyo Kim, Natalie Nunu, Kristen Ramsey, Caitlin Bell,
You get the slowest walk of fame since you're the last person.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Amitabh Varshney.
Graduates, we are incredibly proud of you, and we are honored to know that we played a part in preparing you for your future successes. On your seats, you will find a small gift from the college, a selection of laptop stickers that we hope you will display proudly and share with all your friends and family. Remember, you will always be a science star for life. Will all those in the audience who are family members and friends of our graduates please stand? Graduates, graduates, you did not go on this journey alone. Please stand and join me in recognizing and thanking all those who supported you along the way. Please be seated. Please be seated. As you all exit the arena today, I hope you will join me under the big tent in front of the Xfinity Center for a post-commencement reception with cookies, coffee, and hot chocolate. It's really warm and toasty inside the tent. Come on in. I would like to very much meet the parents and friends who helped these graduates accomplish so much during their time here. Graduates of the class of 2018, you will always have a special place in my heart as the first December graduating class since I became the dean of the college. In the short time I have been the dean, I have been amazed by the alumni I have met. They always tell me how much the University of Maryland continues to mean to them long after they graduate. I have a good feeling the same will ring true for all of you. As you take the next steps in your life, please remember, you will always have a home here in our college. Come back and visit us often. Stay in touch. We'll always be proud of everything you accomplish. Congratulations to the class of 2018.
Will the audience and graduates please rise? Please remain standing and remain in place for the recessional, the alma mater to be sung by Dr. Lucy Chen. The recessional will be led by the platform party, followed by the faculty, followed by the graduates. Parents, spouses, relatives, family, and friends are invited to join the graduates outside the main entrance at Gate A for a reception hosted by the dean in a warm tent.